What's up, guys? This is Yacineygo. So we just got some new any craft cards. This is a brand new archetype, and I've got no idea what to expect. This is going to be a live reaction. And yeah, it's coming out in deck build, Phantom Revenge or something, whatever. The same set that has these cards right here, the Hackathon Cheer cards. They managed to mess up the name even more. So at first, it was already a completely illogical name. Well, at least for me, because I'm not Greek. And now it turned into something that makes even less sense. Hacka hands. No way people are not going to troll the shit out of this archetype now. And also, the new card... It's, look at this beautiful original name. Hacka Hands. Literally, the name of the card is the name of the archetype. Fantastic. 10 out of 9 in terms of originality. Anyways, both effects once per turn. When when you activate this card, you can also send one other card you control to the grave, just like the Rika cards. So yeah, add one Hacka Hands monster from your deck. Then if you send a card to the graveyard at activation, you can also set a Hacka Hands spell trap from your deck except itself. Clearly, this is a broken effect. I will take that any day of the week. And honestly, this archetype kind of reminds me of like Regenesis a little bit, in the sense where the cards don't really do anything by themselves, but they're really, really good, and obviously the more you grind, the better the deck is. So I'm looking really forward to getting to explore this deck a little bit. Yeah, you can banish this card from a grave, your opponent draws one card, then they discard one card. Yeah, so this has synergy with the Hacka Hands Bruce, but obviously your opponent can benefit off of that, so it's like a Dark World Dealings that... imagine how this can backfire like crazy. Yeah, so I'll just discard Silva effect. Oh shit, okay, alright, cool, fantastic. But yeah, obviously this is a great card, but also the artwork is badass. It's literally Majora's Mask. So yeah, fantastic card, huge fan. But let's get into these any craft cards. Alright, so first of all, they're pendulum monsters, but they're also machines. So by default, they get like a rating of 9 out of 10. So if they suck, they're still 9 out of 10, but if they're good, they can go to like 10 out of 10. Or potentially bonus points because they're pendulums, but also machines. So, you know, it makes Triff happy, and it makes me happy. But they're Earth, so they're not light, but still searchable by Infinite Trek River Stormer, I guess, kind of. But whatever, this one is any craft alpha orgy A orgy. Yeah, for sure. No, definitely not. Or look, a DB grinder would have done a worse job than me. Alright, you can only use the second pendulum effect once per turn. Each time a monster is flip face up, place one Synquisition counter on this card. I've got no idea what the hell this is going to do, but okay. You can pay 900, reveal 3 any craft cards from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add. Also shuffle the rest back into the deck. Pretty much like Pantheism of the Monarchs, so that's cool. Monster effect now. You can reveal this card in your hand, special summon one monster from your hand in face down defense. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this effect except in face down defense position. What in the actual flying frick? Alright, cool. So you know what? Konami was like, okay, nobody's playing pendulum cards right now, and also nobody's playing flip effect monsters right now. Let's actually create an archetype that combines two of the worst mechanics in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! And turn it into one deck. This is insanity. This is insane. It's basically Mimigold 2.0. When your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, quick effect, you can change the set card to face-up defense. Add one any craft card from your deck to your hand. Alright, cool, yeah. If this card is flip face-up, destroy one monster your opponent controls. Bro, this is in 2025, really? This is what this card does? It would have been nice without this effect, honestly. Like, if you could just summon whatever you want this turn, no complaints. But no, definitely not. No, it had to be a flip effect deck. Kind of. Not, bro, it's worse. It's not even a flip effect deck. It's just like, if this card is flip face up, but it's not even like flip, you know, colon, and then do something. Whatever. It's fine. And also, small little, you know, information concerning, like, how Greek letters work. I couldn't care less because I'm not Greek, and I'm stupid. Craft Beta Alazone IA level 1 Earth Machine. First of all, what are these names? Anyways, pendulum scale of 0. Again, each time, blah, blah, blah. Okay, same effect. You can pay 900, blah, blah, blah. Same thing. Monster effect, you can reveal blah, blah, blah. Same thing again. When your opponent activates a card effect that includes adding a card from your deck to your hand. Quick effect, you can change... Okay, same thing. But now the activation requirement is different. Last time it was like when your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand, which is kind of like the key 9 stuff, but it's not even in the hand or grave, so it's pretty much worse. This one, it's like when your opponent activates a card or effect that includes adding a card from the deck to the hand. So, alright, cool. It should be easy to trigger. And then if this card is flip face up, banish one random card from your opponent's hand face up until the end phase. It's pretty much like a slower key 9 werewolf. Yeah, I don't know why they're coming up with these like super slow effects again in 2025. Nobody's gonna be playing those cards, but alright, sure. Any craft of is this Fafnir? Okay, look, bro. I was sleeping during math class. It's not my fault if I'm stupid, even though I am. But I feel like the Drytrons were like the card Diagma. Wait, what? Huh? Okay, sure. Okay, I was gonna say, like, the Drytrons are the reason why I kind of understand the Greek alphabet, but apparently not. I'm still stupid. Okay, so same shit, same thing again. It's actually funny how, like, pretty much every card is like a Clifford Scout, but at home, because you're not really searching great cards. You're searching flip effect monsters. Again, in 2025. This effect, same shit, and then when your opponent activates a card effect that includes special summoning a monster, you can change a set card to face of defense, and then add one any craft. You're searching like crazy, but you're not doing anything productive. That's my issue. If this card is flip face up, negate the effect of one effect monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Alright, okay, cool, fantastic. It only takes like 10 years to trigger. Like, I will go normal summon Gold Leo effect, and then, you know, effect, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I'll like, on res, I'll flip. No, it's like, I'll chain to like Gold Leo, because you're searching, and then on res, I'll negate Gold Leo when it's already too late. Beautiful, fantastic, Konami. This is great, absolutely fantastic. Okay, any craft, I think this should be Theta. Oknir A, Oknir IA. Bruv. Okay, again, level 1 Earth Machine, 100 attack, pendulum scale of 0. Fantastic mechanic. They all have weak attack and pendulum scale of 0, so you're never pendulum summoning in a pendulum deck. That's awesome. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so again, with the stupid Synquisition counters that do have seen nothing, because they're always like included in every card text, but so far I've seen nothing that includes Synquisition counters. So yeah, that's an awesome mechanic. Same effect again for the 10 billion time, because clearly, you know, 2 Clifford Scouts was not enough, so we had to create like a third and a fourth one. That's awesome. Same effect again. Oh, it doesn't get any more original than that. You know, they all have 4 effects, and like all 4 of them are like almost the same thing. Like the only difference is like what is here. Like the activation requirement to like search any craft card, and also like when the monster is flipped, like what are you doing? But yeah, when your opponent activates a card effect in the grave or banished, so you can change a set card to face up defense, and then, you know, search. Or if this card, well, also if this card is flipped face up, you shuffle up to 3 cards from your opponent's grave and or banished into the deck. I just hate how slow these cards are, but yeah, whatever. Any craft, Isa, Beta, Leon, level 9 Light Machine. Oh, it's searchable by Cyber Repair Plant. Yeah, fantastic. Let's play this in Cyber Dragon. Also, it's a level 9 in case you want to overlay with Chimera Tech over Dragon to make Phantom Fortress and Troubleschooting. It's absolutely never going to come up. And it also has the Blue Eye stats, which is completely irrelevant. So yeah, same effect again. At the end of the battle phase, if you have any craft card in your other pendulum zone, you can target one monster your opponent controls with lower attack than this card, destroy it. That is very slow. Very slow. You can reveal this card in your hand, special summon one. Okay, same thing. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your card or effect, I'm actually going to go crazy. Why did it have to be so slow? Why does it have to be in response? Like, why couldn't it just not be like at any moment? Would have been so much better. However, this one is actually pretty good. You can change this card to face up defense, return up to 3 cards on the field to the hand. I won't lie. For once, this is actually a really good card. This is like the first card that I've read so far where I'm like, alright, you know what? You're not a searcher, but you're actually much better than the searchers. Even though, again, it's very slow. Each time a card or cards is added to your opponent's hand by their card, while you control this monster flip face up, inflict 900 damage to them for each. Okay, sure. I mean, you know what? Now we're talking. Alright, so maybe this archetype might start redeeming itself slowly but surely, but I'm not satisfied until I see something broken that involves the Synquisition counters, because, yo, so far, this mechanic, it's not used at all. There's like, we've reviewed 5 cards so far, and like, you're just placing counters to do nothing. Anyways, any craft, Asteri Pixia. Okay, level 9 Light Machine again. How can this be light? It literally looks like a demonic creature. Again, pendulum skill of 0. Awesome. Okay, same thing. At the end of the battle phase, if you have blah blah blah, same effect. Really? We can reveal the same effect again. When your opponent activates a card effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you can change a set card to face up defense, negate that effect, then you can banish one random card from opponent's hand face down. Oh, that's actually really good. That's insane, to be honest. Oh, wow. You know what? Oh, okay. So your opponent actually gets, like, hard punished for targeting your cards, because you're negating, and then you're also banishing a card, but, like, face down. It's, like, much better than banishing a random card until the end of the turn. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And then your opponent cannot target cards on the field or in the graveyards with card effects while you control this monster flip face up. This is really broken because it includes targeting, like, your opponent cannot target, like, his own cards, either on, like, his own field or in his own graveyard, which is wild. And also, it's a big boy, you know? 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense. Yo, not bad. Even though these monsters are like mega slow, it's like the best like flip effect monster in the game. So flip effect mechanic. They're all pendulum flip monsters. Absolute insanity. What in the flying frick? But okay, fantastic. Any craft Atori F Mar, bro. Not a single name is like memorable. I already forgot like the last one we checked, but okay, whatever. Okay, at the end of the battle phase, same thing again. You can reveal this card, yeah, same thing. When your opponent activates a card effect on the field during your turn. Oh, on your turn, okay, yeah, sure. Quick effect, you can change the set card to face up defense, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. You know what? It allows you to break boards. Kind of. Yeah, in a way. Kind of. So it's an okay card. If this card is flip face up, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense, and their battle positions cannot be changed. Yo, it's like a Quaking Mirror Force. Not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, let's go. You know what? Like, since we started going to like the big boss monsters, they actually have real effects, whereas, you know, before that, these monsters look like they do absolutely nothing. Like, you're just searching, but like you're searching with a monster that just does nothing. It just dies immediately right after, so you're really just like, I don't know, you're doing nothing. Okay, fine. But anyways, any craft Archantale, I think, or Arcane, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the battle phase. Again, same thing. You can reveal the same thing. And then when your opponent activates a card effect that would destroy a card on the field, you can change the set card to face up defense. Monsters and any craft spells you control can all be destroyed by card effects for the rest of the turn. I was gonna say, if you can negate like Duster and Lightning Storm, would have been pretty cool, but you can't. But you can negate like Regeki, kind of. I mean, you can at least like protect all of your monsters, and also the any craft, so that's cool. Each time a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, while you control this monster flip face up, inflict 900 damage to them. Yo, oh, that is actually kind of good. So you want to link summon, you take damage over and over and over. If you have this, and like this monster right here, this one I think, yo, you're burning for 18, like very quickly, like all the time. Imagine, like, you gotta send a monster to the grave to search. It's like 9, and it stacks up, you know? It doesn't take like that many actions for your opponent to die. So I think like these cards are actually kind of cool. But yeah, let's get into the field spell now. This card is always treated as an any craft card, so it should be ultra easy to search. And then first and second effect once per turn, you can target any number of any craft pendulum monster cards you control, return them to the hand. Alright, cool. So it allows you to go like scale your small little monsters, so you search a lot, and then you can replace them with other monsters, and then you can, you know, start like special summoning the real cards that actually do matter. So that's nice. Even though you're not like making an oppressive board, you're really just summoning monsters in face down, but you're never losing to Nibiru, which is the funny thing, because your monsters are in face down and Nibiru only tributes like face up monsters. So if an any craft pendulum monster you control is face up during the main phase, you can return to the hand or place in your pendulum zone one of them. Okay, sure. I mean, that's alright. Yeah. Once per turn during the end phase, remove all Synquisition counters from cards you control. And if you do inflict 900 damage for your, like, to your opponent for each, yo, you know what? Hey, you can actually just burn your opponent to death. That's awesome. So, okay, so it makes sense if, like, your monsters are weak, even though, like, you know, it doesn't take like that much for your opponent to like die. At this point, if you go like attack, 3k, and then, you know, burn 900 again and again and again, and then on the end phase, you die. So that's actually kind of scary. Finally, the counter, like, Synquisition counters actually make sense, but whatever. Hopefully, it can get any even better. Any craft release, normal spell, you can only activate one card with this card's name. Place one any craft pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone, and if this card is in your grave, except during the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, and then add one face-up any craft monster from your extra deck to your hand. I feel like so far, other than the field spell, every single card technically does something on its own, kind of. I mean, the small monsters, they all search, so that's really cool. So it allows you to get like more cards in rotation. You know, you go like effect in order to search something, and then effect to search something, and then you go like field spell to bounce them back, and then you go like effect to summon, and then also like effect to scale, search, and then, you know, you just keep special summoning more monsters. You can special summon like 5 face down monsters in theory, and then you also have like your full scales. So like you got one of them that searches, another one that's like at the end of the battle phase, blah blah blah. You can destroy a monster. So that's really nice. And then when your opponent starts doing things and interact with your board, this is where you can actually punish your opponent. So, you know, it's a cool mechanic, but it feels like it's way too slow just because it's a flip effect deck. And obviously, like, historically speaking, those decks have usually been pretty shitty. So I don't know if this is going to be like a top tier strategy. Obviously, it's the kind of deck that I can't really imagine playing hand traps just because, you know, you're not really capitalizing off of hand traps. So you're probably playing floodgates instead. So a lot of trap cards, and hopefully you win the dice roll, and if you lose the dice roll, it's a wrap. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know how you feel about these new cards, as well as the new Hekatonshire, whatever the Heka Hands spell card. Literally Heka Hands. Ridiculous name. But yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.